Hey guys, welcome back to another franchise episode. This is number 6. I'd like to just, thank you guys for all the support. Of course, I really do appreciate it, and we'll catch into our kind of monthly recap. Not really sure how often we'll do this. Again, like I said, I'm just trying to get first franchise, just trying to get everything, trying to get a feel for everything, what you guys want. I don't want to put out too many episodes, but I also don't want to put out too little. Because I feel like everything is really like important. Uh, Getting to watch these games, watch our players develop. I really do think it's important. But if you guys disagree with me, just let me know. Starting off, bad news on April 21st. Austin Hayes has damaged knee cartilage that leaves him out for 1 to 2 weeks. So we go on a frenzy here, trying to call somebody up. Nobody was really performing well in the outfield. That was on the 40 man. Our 40 man's all wonky this year. Of course it is. We ended up calling up Stevie Wilkerson. I know the guy I said probably wouldn't be coming up actually does come up. He was batting cold, but I couldn't add another pitcher. I didn't realize we could only have 13 pitchers on the roster. So that's why you'll see like Rucker gets caught up and then gets sent straight down. And then the other noticeable move would be Ty Block. Comes back from the injured list. And we throw Brandon Bailey down the AAA Norfolk. Catching in, we're going to go look at some of our stats and kind of talk about some things. We're going to go with pitchers first, because boy, it has not been good. John Means really coming on here of late. The fire symbol kind of indicates that. He's leading the team in innings pitched, presumably strikeouts. Is anybody surprised? You're looking through Hunter Harvey, not as many innings, and you see that ERA spiked. Not good, not really sure where we're going to go from here. We'll get into that a little bit later. Going over to our good old WAR, just, a little something, see how guys are producing. Blyer getting knocked hard. Harvey, obviously. Scott, again, same thing. And of course, there's a high ERA there with Castro. Fry, I guess he has a -0. Not something math teachers appreciate. Going on to the more important thing, I'd say, is FIP. As you can see, Hunter Harvey's technically unlucky. What FIP is, for you guys don't know, it's an advanced pitching stat, which it's on the same scale as ERA, but it's more to the pitcher. So like say I don't know, David Ortiz hits a grounder up the middle, and it should have been it should have been it should have been an easy out by the second baseman, but he doesn't get to it. But it's not an error. It's a base hit, but Harvey pitched for the out. David Ortiz comes around to score. It counts negatively against his ERA. But for FIP realizes that like, hey, that shouldn't have been an out, or that should have been an out, this and that. So in this case, Hunter Harvey would be deemed unlucky, and so he's technically pitching to like a true around 6 ERA. Obviously, it's not a perfect science, but it does help kind of getting a different perspective on things. So Richard Blyer, who has a higher FIP, is being lucky. The defense is bailing him out somehow, or somehow or not. The easiest way is he's lucky, and Hunter Harvey's unlucky. You're going through Miguel Castro, not pitching too bad. Obviously, the ERA is really hurting him there. So is the WHIP. Jesus. Tanner Scott really brought down that ERA. It's looking good, having the decision to keep him down here because of that high K, but dear Lord, he's walking people like nobody's business. Getting further down, Velasquez actually turning out a decent season, going on a cold streak here, but he's still being at least a reliable pitcher, even if the ERA doesn't suggest that. Paul Fry, kind of been left in. A lot of these bullpen ERAs you're going to see inflated because once one guy in the pen does bad, or one bad start, everybody has to be left out there a little bit longer than what we'd like, and so stuff like this happens. Going through Cobb's not doing bad. Block is actually getting very lucky. Armstrong's pitching well. John Means is right on track almost. Same thing with LeBlanc. Asher Wojo is pitching well. And Michael Givens right on track, our best pitcher so far. Going over to the hitters, Renato Nunez is in a hot streak. Okay. We'll go over to hits really quick. We'll go to home runs. Home runs are more important. Renato Nunez and Anthony Santander get off to hot streaks for them, with Trey Mancini and Chris Davis following. Pedro Severino putting in a decent, hitting a decent clip there at the catcher spot, and Pat Valaika surprisingly doing decent. Jose Iglesias went on a really long cold streak, so that's why you see the average take a huge dip, but 3 home runs early in the season. Not something I was expecting. C.V. Wilkerson already 2 home runs, actually looking like a decent call-up. And Mason Williams performing meh. A bench kind of guy. Austin Hayes, probably one of our best. He was one of our best hitters. There's no probably about it. Only 2 home runs, but really was hitting well. Hanser Alberto, not really going to see him hit very high here, and just hasn't been hitting well altogether. Rio Ruiz, Brian Holiday, both aren't doing well, and Andrew Velasquez not really going to hit for much power. Scrolling over to OPS, Stevie Wilkerson's on fire. Austin Hayes is our best hitter. Renato Nunez, Anthony Santander, both putting up respectable, above average seasons. Pardon me. Whew, that's not good. And Trey Mancini, kind of not what we're used to with him. Pedro Severino doing all right. Andrew Velasquez, everybody's mediocre, and Brian Holiday is garbage right now. Walks, just Hanser Alberto actually working himself a lot of walks, not something he did last year. Renato Nunez and Chris Davis are both tied for walks. Really like to see Davis up there. And Trey Mancini, Anthony Santander, both doing their share. Strikeouts, Chris Davis, not really liking to see Mancini there. Nunez to be expected. Hanser Alberto, again, he was a low walk, low strikeout guy last year. And tables have turned on him. Trying to think of anything else that's useful, maybe fielding percentage. Anybody's performing pretty poor. Steve Wilkerson, he's got 1 error. Chris Davis has 2 at first, and Severino has 2 at the backstop. War-wise, everybody's pretty, just kind of scrolling through. Walk percent, at least Rio Ruiz can do something. But again, not that many at bats. After seeing all of that, we're gonna jump into this game against the White Sox. I'll see you guys there. Alright, we're here at Guaranteed Rate Field. White Sox not doing too bad. One of the teams I feel like the Braves. They're building something good here for a few years. After missing out in 2018 on the Manny Machado sweepstakes, they come back in 2019 offseason and actually pick up Edwin Encarnacion. Maybe those years are off. I guess it's 1920 offseason. You guys understand. First pitch out there against Carlos Rondon, the lefty. Gonna take a pitch there with Alberto. 17 and 15. Not too bad, over 500, but only 4th in the AL Central, so AL Central is gonna be tough this year. I assume the Royals are the bottom feeders there, but looks like the Cleveland Indians are still being competitive there after losing Kluber and Trevor Bauer. For the Baltimore Orioles, we got onto a little bit of a hot streak there. We actually went and swept the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I think we picked up a couple more games. Not sure of our record. I should know it. But I know that it is not the awful 2-11 that we saw. There's a lot of guys. It's still a little early in the season, but I think here shortly we'll be making some moves that aren't just injury related. Alberto, I'm not really sure if we can really send him down to the minors. I'm not sure how much that makes sense for us, but I guess anything's possible for our Baltimore Orioles. Trey Mancini, the homegrown Baltimore Oriole, just not performing that well this year. Really, not something you want to see after performing so well last year. Of course, he got snubbed on some ratings. Some of it has to do to his poor fielding, but that's actually what we're trying to work on. He's actually going to get a nice drive there to the gap, but Alberto had to hold up there because of obviously the diving attempt. Trey Mancini does get a hit there, so that's something you like to see. And we've got runners on here early against Carlos Rondon. Alright, and I did notice I had zone hitting on, so, that's all fun there. But we'll go back to this, the directional, because I do think it helps really emulate the player's ability a little more instead of my ability, which, being honest, isn't that good. So, yeah. Nunez there late on the slider. Unfortunate, but really could have blown this game open early. Can he battle back from 1-2? Late on the fastball again. And we're not going to tag up there. Wonder who's out in center. Wonder if that's Robert. Luis Robert. Alright, Anthony Santander, the home running hitting machine here in the episode so far. 2 games, 2 home runs. And a foul ball there. Eyes kind of lit up there, gonna be honest, and I thought we had spoken to an holy crap, words are hard. Spoke into existence another home run. Leury Garcia actually does make that one, which is really unfortunate there. But he's been getting dirty here early in the game, and he's going to ground out early here. 1 pitch, 1 out for Ty Blach, one of the better pitchers in the rotation so far this year. Not actually pitch with him, and the White Sox, 2 pitches, 2 outs here, trying to get on block early. And they're hoping to have a field day against us. Tim Beckham on a 4-game hitting streak. Let's see if we can break it in today's ball game. That'd be very nice. So Orioles on a 2-game win streak. That's always nice to hear. And hey, who knows? Maybe we'll make it our 3rd and start off the month of May on the right foot. 5 pitches for a 1-2-3 inning for Ty Blach. And Pat Valaika, I guess that's how you say his name, stepping in lead off for us here. You saw a little stat there, 3 games, 3 RBIs. Not too bad for Valaika. That's kind of sad to see. That's a noteworthy stat they put up for us. Good days are coming here in the yard, and good things are coming here for Valaika. Start running, boy, because that baby is out of here. Pat Valaika hits a solo shot off Rondon here, and a 1-0 lead here early for the Orioles. Stevie Wilkerson stepping in. Wow, Pat Valaika showing off the power they're adding to that home run total. And showing that he deserved second base starting. Again, he was one of the bubble guys on the roster. Decided to give him a shot. I mean, who else do we really have to lean to? And he's performed. And Stevie Wilkerson gives that changeup a ride just a little too early there. Almost went back-to-back off Rondon here. Rondon not throwing strikes early. He's got himself into a 3-1 count after the long ball. Gonna have a nice change up there on the outer third of the strike zone. And we have a full count here. And he's gonna get a liner up the middle, but not hard enough to get into the gap. And Orioles have a runner here in the top of the second. Pedro Severino turning in a decent year so far. Let's see if he can continue it here with a high changeup. But it's gonna die out there in center field. And Chris Davis, man of the hour here for our Orioles. Nomar Mazzara, I forgot he got picked up. Good pickup there. And like I said, I mean, with DH Edwin Encarnacion, this is not a bad team right there. I think we accidentally hit L2 and the game wants to, yeah, they want to send Wilkerson, but he's actually going to get the steal. I swung there to help protect him in that instance there. It's Chris Davis, 2 down, 1-1 count. 299 career home runs. And he's been hitting the long ball decently this year. Not too much, but, you know, really could see him perform a little better, but we could say that for pretty much almost everybody on our team. 3-1 count here. Giving them the start against the lefty. Always troubling, especially with a guy like him, but he's going to hit a fly ball deep. It's only going to be warning track power, but he is going to advance Wilkerson to third. And 2 down, 1 on third for Jose Iglesias, who again has not had the best season. Of course, it's early, 1 month in, or a month and like 2 weeks, whatever the technical date is, but we're working Rondon here early. 34 pitches through 2 innings, and a 1-1 count here to Iglesias, who lined out early in his first at-bat on the first pitch. So let's see if he can get something going here in his second at-bat. Orioles are hitting around here, already having, for Iglesias, 2 at-bats in 2 innings. That's nice to see. Alberto on deck. He might have a chance here if Rondon issues Iglesias a walk. And he will, so Alberto here, runners first and third on the corners. And he has an opportunity to drive in some runs. 2-seamer right there on the corner, perfectly spotted. And Alberto taking another slider, well, not another, but a slider there. And it's a 1-1 count. And he left the slider up, but Alberto could not get a hold of it. And that's going to be the end of the inning. But Pat Valaika, man of the inning, leads it off and hits an absolute tower shot. Just giving the Kid Zone a little something to cheer about there. And it's 1-0. So in the top of the third, the Orioles get 2 runs after a Stevie Wilkerson, I think it was a double. Is there a single or a double? And Ty Block has only allowed 1 hit through 5 frames here. Really pitching well. And the Orioles have a 3-0 lead. Gonna get an out here. And 1 down here for Block, who's only thrown 43 pitches early. I guess seeing the success from previous starts, White Sox were trying to barrel him up early, and it has not worked out so far. But of course, baseball, things can change in a matter of, I guess, like 3 pitches. And, you know, on cue, there's going to be a double down the right field line for Leury Garcia. And the number 2 hitter, Yohan Makata is now next up to bat. Sinker there early. Down and away. Gonna throw another one. Really like the sinker. And it's gonna do his job. Unfortunately, moves up the runner, but it's an out nonetheless. So 2 down here. Runner on third for Tim Anderson. Can Block get out of this jam? High curveball, not where he wanted it. Iglesias makes the play. Makes the play. Not a great throw, but Chris Davis scoops it. So in the top of the 7th, he might have been top of the 8th. Pat Valaika has a lead-off triple, and Severino, sorry, blank in there, actually is going to single him in to add an insurance run. And Trey Mancini does not take a great angle to the ball there, but Tim Anderson is going to double right over Valaika's head. Sorry. And Iglesias is not going to be able to get to that one. And, wow. Okay, well, 2 lazy liners just over the heads of our infielders. And that's, that start was really good for, us here because our pen is tired. Let's see if he can induce a ground ball double play here, tie block. Only 1 run through 8 innings, but of course we've stretched him, but we've really needed him. The ground ball, 1 out, and the 2nd out. And Block is 1 out away from a complete game. 1-run gem. Grandal here stepping up to the plate for Block. Will this be Block's last test? Actually, no matter what it will be. I think if he gets on, we're going to just go ahead and give the nod to Givens and let him finish out this ball game. Good backdoor slider there, and we're going to come in with the curveball to follow that up. 2-1 count. Whew, leaves the curve there up high, and it's a 2-2 count. Get the sinker down low, see if he protects. Leaks into the zone. It's a ground ball, and Ty Block has the first complete game for the Orioles. 1 run, absolute gem, and the Orioles get the W. Pat Valaika, the MVP on offense, with a home run and a triple. Pedro Severino single that had an RBI attached to it. And it's just a well-rounded win for the Orioles. 11 hits. Get into that box score there. I mean, hey. I think 1 home run works for us. Error by Alberto. And there's Block's line. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, I really appreciate it. Go ahead and click the like. If you're not subscribed, do that. Of course, I'd love all of your feedback, and I hope to see you all soon. See ya.